Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland Browns is going down. With the talk of all towns, look around, no frowns. Oh yes, he time. We been sitting and just waiting, I want all of it. These people faking and they ain't just keep talking. You gon' feel us, they gon' hear us, we keep barking, Chris. And when it comes to Cleveland, we are all in this, yeah. Kenny from Baker, some may say throw sauce out safer. Anton get a bad rap like Vader. Going deep, taking sauce off like taper. This bro freak gets more like vapor. To the house, oh yeah, see you later. We tougher than alligators. We'll beat you right now and later. Woo, woo. Gotta bless them flow cold like juice players. Just know you might lose. These crazy call them typhoons. Can't block them, oh yeah, nice moves. Who the stop don't know, oh yeah, Pikachu. We really all hit the lose on every day, just watch the news. Winning all day, okay, yeah, that's a new hobby. Got some nice new bodies. Our past records, we know it's shoddy. The city standing strong, we ain't never choppy. DP of the year and miles, should worry about your play survival. Yeah, we got Odell, well, he maybe sold out some hotels. You can't be mad, we doing well. You know them jokes that they will tell. Now watch the stories they will tell. Only time will tell. Watch where you throw it. We got water and greedy. For these that we starving, yeah, quite needy. The Cleveland Legends, we about to be. There is no stopping me. I mean, we. That is how I got to be. Oh yeah, Bengals, they just kittens. Ravens flew away, they hidden. Oh, those Steelers, who they kidding? Play with us, you will get smitten. Okay, yeah, we in the kitchen, bout to bake up, start the mixing. Oh yeah, damn, that bowl is missing. Wait, but we said the Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland Browns is going down. We talk of all towns, look around, no frowns. Oh yes, he time. We been sitting and just waiting, I want all of it. These people faking and they ain't just keep talking. You gon' feel us, they gon' hear us, we keep barking, Chris. And when it comes to Cleveland, we are all in this.
The Big Play Reflog Show is brought to you by ShackNews.com. Shack News is the place to be for all your gaming needs with news, guides, walkthroughs, and reviews, including their featured article previewing the all-new Pokemon game, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And get into the Halloween season with their Shack Chat debating the best characters in Back for Blood. And remember, you can customize your feed to keep up with all your favorite gaming news using the Shack News Cortex and Shack News Reader. So if you're a gamer, Shack News is the site for you. Check them out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at the handle @ShackNews and at ShackNews.com.
It's time! Streaming live from Cleveland, Ohio! Presenting the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight podcast of the world, the Big Play Reflog Show!
Okay, do you need medical attention?
Yeah.
What is wrong?
I don't know. I know damn about it. Attack by Chuck. To the 10. He's the running to the 5. Zip through the
It's time! The Big Play Reflog Show!
Welcome to the Big Play Reflog Show. What is going on, everybody? Today is Monday, October 18th, 2021. I'm your host, Big Play Dave, alongside my guys, Mr. Chris McNeil and Nick Padone. How are we doing on this non-victory Monday, Chris?
Surviving, Dave. I'm here.
Surviving.
Unlike many of the Cleveland Browns right now out on the injury report. But,
Oof.
yeah, kind of a rough one yesterday, huh, boys?
Never seen an injury report that long. Nick, what is
Yeah.
going on, man? How are you?
What's happening? Busy day for the MRI machine in Berea this morning. I'll tell you guys that.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Let's just get it over with. Let's get this thing going. We're gonna kick it off. We're gonna talk Cleveland Browns and the loss against Kyler Murray. Headlines, Brown headlines, brought to you by TSE Cleveland. Then we're getting into our featured interview with NFL insider Adam Kaplan. We're getting a national perspective on the Browns. I think we need that after being on Twitter. After that, we're going to get into my favorite segment, Who Wants to Be a Billionaire? We're going to give away, hopefully, some Labatt Blue Lights and a GV Art shirt. Then it is on to Browns versus Broncos. We got a short week, gentlemen.
Very
We're going to look at some of those bets presented by my bookie, and we will wrap up with the best and worst tweets of the week. But let's kick it off with some Browns headlines. And look forward to some future giveaways with the crew. We will put those out on Twitter and give away to one of our YouTube subscribers. All right, let's let Ken Carmen of 92.3 The Fan sum this up real quick. It's how we're all feeling. It was a rough day. It wasn't fun at all. Ken, well done, sir.
Those of you listening on the podcast, it's basically Ken sitting back in a chair with his coat up, zipped all the way up over his face, and he looks completely defeated, as we all were yesterday.
That's right. Yes, thanks for the audio listeners out there as well. Well done, Chris. I always forget about them. Let's start with Baker, man. The internet's ablaze with hot takes with Baker Mayfield. Chris, where are you falling as we head into Thursday night football with our injured quarterback?
He's hurt. Yeah, that's it. He's hurt. You saw the play yesterday, obviously, where he got even more hurt. And the play before that, we run a gadget play where he's the lead blocker. I don't understand what's going on there. He's obviously not 100%. He's really struggling out there, and we don't have, we've got 3 of our top linemen out right now. Your defensive tackle is basically a mash unit for us, or offensive tackle, I should say, which makes it very difficult to protect him. And I don't know, man, it's not looking good on that front. A lot of people are banging on Baker right now, but Baker's pretty banged up. So I think we got to cut him a little bit of slack here. And hey, I'm throwing it out there. I don't think it's a bad idea to start Case Keenum this week on Thursday and give Baker the week off.
We might have to. Nick, you were just talking about that off air. What's going on with Baker, man?
Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to get him a second opinion on that MRI. We hear about that stuff all the time, second opinions, but usually doesn't happen with quarterbacks, usually doesn't happen on short weeks. Obviously don't want to read into it, but that's coming from Cleveland.com. So there definitely is something up with Baker's, shoulder. They put that story out there for a reason. And I don't know what it's going to be on Thursday, to be quite honest with you guys.
Chris, we talked about Baker pre-injury, though, sailing the ball, fumbling the football.
Yes.
Like
in the off season,
I'd love to chalk it up to just the injury, but I don't know, man. We've seen him do very well. We've seen him throw the lasers.
We're going to do the referendum on Baker right now. We're not even to the halfway point. We can't do the referendum on Baker Mayfield right now. Am I going to pay him all the money that he would be due at the end of the season? No, I'm not going to pay him right now. And I don't know. There are a bunch of question marks, and this injury doesn't make things any easier to evaluate. But, he's our guy. I'm sorry. He's our guy going into this season. He's the guy we're going to ride with through this season. I'm not looking to make any permanent change to Case. I think Case may be a good idea for this week.
No.
For this week. We got to ride with Baker and see what we got here, man. Let's don't do the referendum on Baker thing. I'm getting kind of fed up with that.
Did you see Case Keenum come in at the end of the game? He did not look good.
No. Well, small sample size. Come on, Dave. Give your man Case a chance.
Yeah, Nick, what do you chalk this up to? We're having some significant problems with a lot of things going on.
Everything with football.
Yeah.
You know what was the good thing yesterday? Jamie Gillen. Jamie Gillen had himself a game, gentlemen. He had 2 punts, both of them very good. So
Well
that
done,
was
Baker.
our lone bright spot.
Yeah, I mean,
Him and
yeah,
Jamie
you chalk it up to a little bit of everything. It's been a mixed bag. And Chris said Baker's hurt. Guess who else is hurt? His 2 starting tackles.
Right.
Guess who else is hurt?
3.
His favorite wide receiver. Guess who else is hurt? Nick Chubb. Now Kareem Hunt. You know, take away Aaron Rodgers' 2 starting tackles, Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams. What's he turn into? We saw it with Patrick Mahomes in this Super Bowl. He was a shell of what Patrick Mahomes normally is. I can't put really any of this on Baker. Was it Baker?
Oh, come on. You could put some of it on Baker.
I mean, I could put some. Yeah, you got to hold on to the football.
Watch
and you
the
can't-
all 22. He's missing a lot of open fellas.
Yeah, I watched the all 22 in the last 2 weeks, and I saw that Joe Woods' defense allow 84 points. Is
Wow,
what the
changing
all
the
22
subject. I
told
like it.
me.
Oh, moving the goalposts on me. You're right.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, okay, just to play devil's advocate here, when you do watch that all 22, you do see Odell open
Oh yeah,
a pretty good amount.
but you also see him doing the Macarena on the sideline while Baker's launching up to make his throws. Baker wants to get rid of the ball quickly. That's what this offense is built on. It's built on play action, rolling the pocket, and getting that ball out to the tight ends. So when Odell's twerking on the sideline with his rear end towards Baker, not even out of his route, it's tough, man. It's tough.
It's also tough when he's dropping balls on 4th down and dropping things that are right there.
Right. How do you trust the guy?
Yeah.
It's growing, increasing, and it's not an Odell problem. It's not a Baker problem. It's a combination of both
I blame
these things.
society.
I blame society. I blame Kevin Love, really. And it just seems like it's not meant to be.
Oh God, that's so depressing. Here we are. It's not even the halfway point. We got like 2 more weeks until we get to the halfway point. We get 6 games.
Are we in panic mode? I think we got to be, right?
Short week. Yeah. This is
Yeah,
the time
I mean-
to press the button, man. That's what I'm saying. It may be case time.
We hate talking about must wins here, but this is by far a must win.
Is it a must win or is it a can't lose?
The Broncos aren't good.
You know who their offensive coordinator is?
Oh,
Huh.
no.
Pat Shurmur, baby. It's the Pat Shurmur Bowl. He's coming back to Cleveland. How great is that? Not enough is being made of that. Last week, not enough was made of Colt McCoy. This week, not enough is made of Pat Shurmur.
Dude, I don't know if you noticed though. Let me put myself up here. I took the Colt McCoy book down. No more Colt McCoy book in this studio.
That was
No
bad
way.
juju. Bad juju.
It really was. It really
Yeah, we
was.
played the wedding song.
Which is
Oh.
fantastic.
my
It's still
goodness.
fantastic.
No,
Yeah, Pat
it's not.
Shurmur, this surprisingly for you guys to hear, but Pat Shurmur does not have any songs out there. No parodies or anything.
Oh man.
That
Check
is a
this-
little
check this
surprising.
tweet. This Broncos, they aren't a good football team. We're going to see what we're made of. This is Baker Mayfield via Jake Trotter. He says, we're going to see what we're made of. Our backs are against the wall right now, and I like our chances. We
else
better
is he
like
gonna
our
say?
chances.
What is he going to say?
Yeah, but I mean, this is a team. I don't care about injuries. Everyone deals with injuries. We have to win this game. Like,
I think
if
that
we
was a LeBron quote too. I think he stole that quote from LeBron.
really,
Remember that picture where his headphones are in and he's got the shades on? I think it's a very similar quote to our back.
When we were down 3-1?
Yeah, it's a very similar quote. Someone should
Oh,
draw
we're
that
going to have to do some
comparison.
comparison on that.
Yeah, it's pretty
That would be
similar.
legendary if he did that.
He's drawn a couple comparisons. He came out in the arm sling like LeBron when he came out in the cast after he punched the whiteboard.
are we going to have
Pick up a purse? Did he pick up a purse on the way out of the presser?
When LeBron, that one where LeBron just like shrugs and picks up the purse.
He picks up the purse, the little dainty purse, and walks off.
Oh, we've been through some weird stuff.
We have, man. We have. Dude, speaking of weird, Stefanski's play calling.
Oh,
Where do you guys fall on this? So,
Let's give up another sack on 4th down.
well, hold on. So it's hindsight is very, if you have hindsight, it's very, very easy to rip this dude. I went into it. I think it was like 4th and 5 a couple weeks ago. We didn't put up the points. I was like, you have to put up the points. And then he went for it again on 4th down, and I think we got it. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm riding with him for the entire year, no matter what he does. If he goes on it every time for 4th down, let's do it. And then we last week, I'm like, this is horrible. This is stupid. What are we doing? Are you guys still on board with Stefanski going for it on 4th if it's 4th and 5?
We didn't lose by a field goal. I mean, ultimately, those 3 points, they're not mattering as much as everybody's making them out to be.
Sure.
I'm still riding with it because I know statistically
too.
you've got to do it enough over time for it to work. And no one's actually put it into practice. And what happens is things like this. You get those runs where it's not working out and everybody says dump it, and then you dump it, and then you're not really seeing it through. And I think it's something that needs to be repeated over time. But I've said that before. I don't know. It gets very frustrating having said that to not put points on the board when you're down there that deep.
All right, let's take a stance. Are we sticking with Stefanski on 4th down calls? I say yes.
I stand with Stefanski.
I say yes too. Stop trying new
all
stuff
three of us.
though. Turn the Baker around. Give the ball to a running back when you need 1 yard. Why are we getting cute and giving up sacks on 4th down?
Gentlemen, that's us being intellectuals. We understand this game. That's what it is.
We respect the science.
We're
Chris.
Paul De Podesta, basically incarnated. Three
Yeah,
of us.
I've watched Moneyball, so
That's right. I've watched it.
All right, so we got a short week this week. Thursday night football. I'm actually excited because then we don't have to dwell on it till Sunday. But would you guys rather have a short turnaround or a full week to prepare with all these injuries? I don't think it's really going to matter Thursday to Sunday with the significant injuries that we have. But do you like having the short week, in particularly after this game?
Give me the short week. What the hell?
Right.
Let's go. Let's get this thing. Let's get that stench out of here. Let's start talking positive again. That starts on Thursday. That's what we need.
And then we're going to have 10 days to prepare for Halloween
mini bye
and the Steelers.
That's going to be key. That's going to be key because even though the Steelers, I don't think are anything, and Big Ben's washed and everything else. Obviously, they won yesterday, but I still think that it's a rivalry game. We got to be up for it, and that's going to be key.
Yeah, I agree with you there. We have a lot to clean up in 4 days.
Yeah, we do.
I feel like everything went wrong.
Yeah.
Not Jamie Gillen. I will once again mention that Jamie Gillen was killing it punting.
In a 17 game season though, it happens to every team, and I know it stinks to say after literally the day after it happens to your team, but this happens all the time. It happened last year, almost the exact to the day when they laid the egg against the Steelers, and everybody was crying and kind of jumping ship then too. It just happens to every team. It
happens
weird,
to and very good teams. This happens to.
Yeah,
Like,
it happened to the Rams.
Yeah, look at the Chiefs. They look like garbage. They finally rebounded a little bit. They rebounded a little bit. I think it's weird because like you look at like Brown's Twitter, just emotional roller coaster and how crazy it is. And I think it's literally they just want to win. We just want to win so bad. Like we have one little hiccup and we're like, we're back to 0-16. Like, no, we can have little hiccups. It's gonna be okay.
We go from making chant sheets apparently before the game.
Oh no! I pretended like I didn't see that.
Yeah, so did I. Well, you could set an alarm, you see, on your phone, and you set the alarm, and it tells you when you should start the chant.
Yeah.
Little two Blue Devils.
So is it when the coin is flipped or when the coin hits the turf for Thursday?
It's when the stadium is half full when they're flipping the coin.
Who knows? Let's keep this conversation going because we have Adam Kaplan joining the show to give us a Browns national perspective. Maybe hopefully he'll tell us to simmer down. Let's bring in Mr. Adam Kaplan. Insider radio host of the Inside the Birds podcast. Got a little feedback going on. Adam Kaplan, how are you, sir?
Good. Can you guys hear me? How do I sound here?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah,
Hey, you don't sound so good, but Adam sounds good.
No, I actually use StreamYard a lot, so in my studio here. So sometimes it doesn't always sound great, but I was hoping that it would sound good. So I'm glad I'm okay here.
Good to go. Good to go. Adam, we were just talking about this. It's a bit of a dumpster fire here in Cleveland at 3-3. We had high expectations. If you check in with our fan base, we're kind of a mess.
I know it very well. Trust me, I've covered the team since 03, 04. I know. I've had my fun with Browns fans over the years. I've blocked some of them on Twitter from some of my reporting when they get mad at me. But that was when it was bad now. Now what I like about what you guys, I was listening to you guys before I came on, it's nice that you have expectations. Like years past, if you were 3-3 after 6 games, wow, they're really on. This is great. Well, it's not great anymore because there are expectations.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and so we on the other side of this, we've been on the wrong side, the wrong end of some horrible calls with the refs this year. We don't like making that as the excuse. I know it's kind of a league-wide issue. Every team deals with it. Are we still being punished for Bottlegate? Like, what is going on with the referees?
Look, I can't speak to the referee issues because when I worked at ESPN, I mean, I talked to Dean Blandino, who used to be obviously the guy that media would call or teams would call on Monday mornings about officiating issues. And I look, nothing's ever perfect. It's impossible in real time to get everything correct. But I think for the most part, they do an excellent job. But the Browns overall, to me, I did pick them. For the record, I did pick them to win the AFC North. They still can do it. I'm a little bit worried about the injury situation with 20 players on the injury report. That's not good on a short week. But it's not like the Ravens are a world beater. That was an incredible win. The Ravens blew out a team like the Chargers who had an emotional win at home the week before against your Browns. I think that probably had something to do with it, with them not having any juice left for this past game. The Ravens should have lost to the Colts. They got completely outplayed. Look, Lamar Jackson's been spectacular. He's really improved as a passer, but I'm not sold on the Ravens. The Browns still have to play them, so I'm not giving up the division like everybody else does. And the Browns just have to weather storm. And by the way, the team that the Browns are playing this Thursday is not very good, Denver. They got handled by a Raider team that had been struggling before that. So I'm not writing off the Browns by any degree.
So we're trying to figure out what the issue is if it's not the refs. Baker Mayfield, very polarizing here in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm curious from a non-Cleveland media member's perspective, where do you see Baker this year coming off a pretty strong 2021?
Yeah.
It's tough to say with injuries, but where do you put Baker, looking at the full, 5-6 weeks that he played?
Yeah, I would say up and down. When you look at the Houston game and the Chicago game, and even the Kansas City game where they had to throw, the Charger game had to throw. The Minnesota game was not very good. They found a way to win, and then this past game with all the injuries. Look, he needs a run game. He's a quarterback that needs to work off with his own stretch with Stefanski's way that he calls the game. He knew what Baker Mayfield was when he inherited him from the previous staff. He's a guy that was given too much responsibility, and they needed to shrink down his responsibilities. They've done that. There's no question. That's why Mayfield and Stefanski worked so well together last season, and so far, I think so good. He's not perfect. He's a grown quarterback. Yesterday was not very good, no question. The one thing with Mayfield, I will tell you, is that when he has to throw for a lot of volume, I do get concerned. Now, this game he didn't because they didn't have the ball very much, the game yesterday. But where Mayfield pressed a little bit, it's just their defense, for some reason, had too many mental errors. It surprised me. Yes, they had 3 turnovers. But overall, I think in the end, the injuries are starting to catch up to him. I don't think Mayfield's a problem at all. Again, he's not perfect. He's not an elite player. He's probably in that somewhere to above average to good category. He has a chance later on in his career to go from good to very good. It's just going to take time, but he's not an issue. They have their guy. That's not the issue now is getting the defense to get back to where it was earlier this season. I'm a little bit puzzled by the defense the last 2 weeks, but more in that Charger game. This game's because of the turnovers. You're giving them a short field, but that Charger game, I'm very surprised. I mean, Herbert was amazing, but they made it a little bit too easy for him.
Adam,
right
what do
there
you
with-
make of the whole Odell Beckham Jr. situation in Cleveland? It seems like here locally we have people that are Team Odell or Team Baker, and it almost seems like this is just a partnership that is heading closer and closer towards failure.
Well, look, let's understand this front office did not trade for this player. It was under John Dorsey. And Odell, unfortunately, with his injury history, you look at his contract and you go, it's hard to imagine that they're going to pay him $13.75 million next year. Total compensation is $15 million if you add his roster bonus and his workout bonus. I would be very surprised if he's with the Browns next year. I mean, and even if I know people are speculating trading him at the trade deadline, the Browns are in no shape depth-wise to trade him. They want to be a playoff team. They're better with him than without him. Donovan Peoples-Jones has been a nice story, a development when he got thrown into the mix last year and obviously yesterday's game. Anthony Schwartz, I like. I know some teams before the draft really liked him, but he's a guy who's a little bit raw, needs a lot of development. They're just not in any position to be trading Beckham this year if you want to be a playoff team. So I'm not saying he won't be traded, but I'd be surprised if A, someone would take Beckham at this point because of his injury history, and B, if you're the Browns, you need him to make that playoff run.
So yesterday's game was pretty much bad all around for us.
Yeah.
As we talked about there, Adam. I mean, on a short week, Denver coming in, how much can they realistically fix here in the next few days to be ready? And do they need to make something sweeping like changing out a Baker Mayfield and putting in Case Keenum? Do you see him doing something like that? Do you think that's a possibility? And really, what's realistic to see? What do you expect to see out of the Browns come Thursday?
Baker's healthy, there's no change. Baker's their starter. No one's debating that. It certainly hasn't been perfect. No, that's obviously not being discussed. The only thing might be discussed is if Baker could be healthy enough with that recurring left shoulder injury to be able to play on a short week, as you were talking about.
Yeah.
And then, running back, I mean, Dearness Jackson, who I kind of like a little bit. Dearness Johnson, excuse me. He could catch the ball. He's a little bit of a changeup. Felton could play running back or wide receiver if you need him to. He could play running back. It's a problem. They need this offense is predicated on the run game. It is a run-first offense. Play action is a major key. Even if it's Keenum playing Thursday night, they need it. There's not, remember both tackles were out. It's hard to function without your best players. It's just hard. And defensively, though, I know there's some guys out, but man, you got to get it together. That was not good yesterday. And they go against a team though. The Broncos have an improved offensive line. Their quarterback play is really bad. They should be able to win this game, but I'm still worried about all these players on the injury report.
Yeah, what do you think about Joe Woods' defense? You talked about how we've been very up and down, to put it mildly. What is missing? Is it schematically? Are we just missing something? Because we've got guys wide open that we're leaving out there in the secondary. Is it communication? Is it a mix there? Or where are the Browns falling down on defense?
Yeah, I would say this. Part of it is because of all these guys who've been hurt. Coaches will tell you that when you don't have your players practicing, it's hard to get the timing down. Newsome misses time with a calf strain. Denzel Ward's got this neck injury, which you got to be careful. You got to keep an eye on. Delpit obviously is coming back. Where I was with them for 2 days in training camp, he's barely practicing. Obviously now he's playing. Ronnie Harrison missed time. Malcolm Smith now has got an injury. JOK is going to miss time with a high ankle sprain. And then Anthony Walker missed time, who's a real leader. Malik Jackson has a minor injury. Clowney now has 2 new injuries, by the way, which are on the injury report. It's just getting continuity. They're way more talented than they've shown. Actually, they have a lot of more talent than they had last year, where I thought that I was surprised they went as far. The coaching was terrific last season. I'm surprised that they got as far as they did with a lack of talent in defense. Mac Wilson's a limited player. He's more of a rundown guy. So they just got it. The more time they get together, the better they're going to be. It's just going to take some time. I know people are a little bit disappointed in the inconsistency. I get it. They're well coached. It's a good scheme that Joe Woods is bringing in. The scheme's fine. It's just that they got to keep guys in the field. Garrett's playing hurt, as we both know, or all of us know, that he's playing hurt with 2 injuries here, these lingering injuries. So I think that's a little bit part of it. And it's just getting all these new players. If you look at Malik Jackson, McDowell, who's come out of nowhere. What a nice story. Jackson, McDowell, Clowney, Malcolm Smith now on a full-time basis. Greg Newsome, John Johnson, Ronnie Harrison missed time last year. I think it was with a hamstring injury, but he was a good story for them. Delpit's back. I mean, Troy Hill, another guy. JOK. Look at all these new players. You're just not gonna. You can't snap your fingers. All right, new players play great. It doesn't happen that way.
What about switching over to the offensive side of the ball? One of the things that Kevin Stefanski's now being known for is going for it a lot on fourth down. And I know that's kind of been a trend that we've seen in the NFL more and more over the last 20 years, and now more so in the last 10 to 5. What do you think about that trend? And do you think that's something that's going to continue? And do you think Kevin Stefanski is ultimately going to be successful with that kind of an aggressive strategy?
Yeah, analytically, that's really the way that you go. That depending on where you are on the field, the analytics will tell you to go for it.
Right.
And that's the thing. I have no problem with it because that's as someone who's into analytics. And that's how the Eagles actually won 2017. No team was more successful for going for it on fourth down than the Eagles were. Yeah. And that's what you got to do. And by the way, Stefanski started his career with the Eagles. Most people don't know that, but he actually did as an intern out of University of Pennsylvania here in the Philadelphia area. So, yeah, I have no problem with it. It's just, I think you give yourself a better chance to win, to be honest with you, when you look at situation where you're on the football field, because the conservative coaches, more often than not, they're going to be wrong. You just go by whatever the numbers tell you. If it's 80%, if it's over 70%, go for it. Yeah. I know sometimes coaches get criticized if they're going to go for it at like their own 35 on a fourth and a half a yard. The chances of you not getting it are so slim, even though it's, the penalty, if you don't get it, you're in trouble. Because if you do it there, but the bottom line is I'm all for it.
Interesting. And how about, the Browns have really put an effort not only to improve everything on the field, but also in the front office. I think the ownership here has done a nice job of putting the pieces in place. What do you think about the Browns right now compared to what you've seen, since we came back 20 years ago?
Story. So I was at training camp in mid-August, somewhere the first or second week of August. I go on a training camp tour every year. I'd not been to the Browns probably for 5 years. And I've been meaning to go, but just circumstances, happened. I wasn't able to go. So anyway, I remember talking to someone in the front office. I said, man, it's quiet here. I'm not used to this. And we were laughing. He goes, yeah, we get along with the coaches. Coaches get along with us. We actually like being around them. And I was laughing because I can remember the Mike Holmgren days. I remember I was at Josh Gordon's first practice in 2012. I remember the late Tom Heckert days, Mike Holmgren days, the Joe Banner days, John Dorsey days. I mean, I could go on and on and on. It's my Frank Phil Savage days. Yeah. And I mean, I had a pretty significant story it's some ugly stuff that was going on many years ago. And I know I got it was the infancy of Twitter, and fans were killing me over it, but it was all true. Guys just didn't get along. Coaches didn't fighting with coaches, front office fighting with coaches. We don't have that anymore. Here's why, first of all. You got Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski, two super level-headed people. They're not going to have any issues. They're just not. You got good people. Get really good front office. Guys are really, really smart. And as much as I criticize Jimmy Haslam, and I have not usually held back, I think for the most part, he's not saying something stupid. He's not getting involved. Look, he wants to know, and he'll ask questions, as I'm told, but he doesn't. He's just not including himself in a lot of stuff like he felt he needed 2 years ago when he didn't get it and he didn't know any better. Yeah. I think here's the problem. He didn't learn from his time being a minority owner what was with the Steelers.
Yep.
Yeah, he just didn't understand, and he, quite frankly, at times was an embarrassment of some things he did. But I've kind of grown to respect Jimmy's understanding that, you know what, you got to spend money and get the hell out of the way, and he's done a good job of that. And that's why I'm going to compliment him here. I'm glad you brought that up because I had been very critical of him, and I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because he hired Andrew Berry, who's great. He's so far ahead of the curve, and he's been very measured and been smart with the free agent signings. The Clowney deal I thought was very smart in that they didn't give him a major contract. It's a wait-and-see kind of contract, and obviously he's hurt now. He did well earlier before he got hurt, but we'll see. I just think he's been smart about it. I like what Andrew's done at Kevin. Kevin's so level-headed, and he's hired a really good staff. You got to love this guy if you're a Browns fan. I mean, you can't be in better hands, and no matter what happens the rest of the season, particularly because of the injury situation, just understand you're going to be proud of this team year after year. And last year, all I could tell you is that game when they won, when Stefanski was on the COVID list. I thought they had no prayer to beat the Steelers like they did. How great was that game last year? How great.
Oh, as a fan. Oh my gosh.
Isn't
I've
that
been
awesome?
waiting my entire life for a game like that,
There
especially
you go.
against the
There you go.
Steelers in the playoffs. I mean, from the opening snap, Adam, I mean, that was just pure euphoria for me as a fan and for so many of us in Cleveland. It was fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yep. So, Adam, we greatly appreciate the time. I know you're an Eagles fan, or you run your
Not a
host,
fan. Yeah, definitely not. A fan.
hosted
I
Eagles.
cover 32 teams, guys. Yeah, I'm not a fan of anything. I just because I'm here in Philly, I do a podcast. It's called Inside the Birds. Yeah.
Love it. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
Yeah, we actually. What happened this week because the Eagles played last Thursday? We drop we generally drop it Mondays, the correct Wednesdays, Fridays, and then we brought in Jason Avant and Quentin Michael. They have a show called Q&A, which is phenomenal. It's great storytelling. Two former Eagles, two former NFL players. Jason played for a bunch of teams. So did Q, played for the Rams. Got, at the time, the richest contract for a safety in NFL history with the Rams. So great, smart guys. We'll have old former Browns president Joe Banner on from time to time.
Yeah.
Who's an interesting guy. Never let, everybody knows that. But he did set
He goes into battles on Twitter. He's
Twitter, but he set you guys up well with the cap, man. He you can say what you want, but he set you guys up pretty well. And Andrew is an analytics guy like Joe, so I think everything's set up well. I'm glad. This is a good time, by the way, to be a Browns fan. I understand your disappointed 3-3 record, but just remember where you used to be.
Yeah.
And that's the point.
That is a
I feel
very,
better.
very
I feel
good point. Yes. Put it in perspective, Adam Kaplan. Last one before we let you go.
Sure.
We have a pretty good feel of where we are, this team, outside of injuries. I know that's mounted up.
Yeah.
Prediction for the season, record-wise, where do you kind of see us ending up here?
I had you guys. I do what are called win ranges. I had you guys for 11-12.
Okay.
It's going to be hard to get that now with the injury situation. I still think they're going to get a wild card because if you really look at guys the AFC right now, okay, Buffalo's a lock to win that division. Baltimore, right now, looks like they're going to win it, although they play the Bengals this week. I don't know if the Bengals can win a big game on the road like this. Let's say it's Buffalo, Baltimore, Tennessee, the Chargers. After that, forget another team in the AFC East. The Bengals and the Browns are in it for the one of the 3 wild card spots. So that's 2. After that, you got Vegas and the Chiefs. So you're talking about really about 4 teams for 3 spots. So they're obviously going to be in it. So guys, don't fret.
All right.
You guys are in good hands here. I know you love to be. Everybody loves to be negative. That's been being a Browns fan and all that. I get it, but you know what? You guys are in great hands here.
Love to be negative. We don't love to be
Adam,
negative.
Guys, it's very funny though. Your Twitter following is hilarious. I'd have to say your feed is great, but I laugh my ass off on it. It is good.
Thank you, Adam.
Adam, we greatly appreciate the time. Thanks for coming on. Go check
You
it
got
out
it,
on Twitter.
Good luck.
We
Thanks.
hope to have you on again soon.
You got to see it.
All right, take care. Adam Kaplan, ladies and gentlemen. I think I have a round of applause on here.
I feel better about us now.
Yeah, I do too. You know, it's funny that he can look at this because he's covered the team for so long and he's covered all the teams that he looks at it from a national perspective and he's like, listen, guys, like, look at where you guys are. Could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. I know we won a Super Bowl every single year, but baby steps, man.
How about a Super Bowl? Like one.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl would be nice. But yeah, you do. He does give you the perspective. And, you kind of expect a lot of the national guys to kind of bang on us a little bit because we're so used to that in Cleveland. Whenever we get some mojo going in the right direction, they like to kind of bang on us. That was a good uplifting one where he's like saying, hey, you guys have got the talent on the field. You've got, most importantly, a front office that knows what they're doing, a coach that knows what they're doing. So that bodes well for the long term. So I know we're not all about perspective tonight, but that was a good one from Adam.
Yeah, big time. It is crazy, Chris, and like you said, it was nice to hear him kind of bring us back to reality. But how crazy is it that, we see the fans on social media, we've done the 180. You know what I mean? Like we were all down and out. And then we were all Super Bowl, 0-16, your parade, then Super Bowl aspirations, and now people are like, I'm surprised you haven't gotten tweets asking for another parade yet, or have you?
I have gotten a few already. Yeah, if we miss the playoffs, but
No.
I do love the fact that Adam's like, yeah, your fan base loves to be negative. By the way, I love your feed. Like, oh, okay, so that's what I put off. It's just negative stuff. All right,
Hey,
fantastic.
you're just the media now, though, Chris. You're just the guy that when something negative happens, it's not your fault. You got to meme about it. You got to meme your way right through it. That's
You just
not your
meme your way
fault.
right through it. That's
Yeah,
right. Just
you're
tweet right through it
Yeah, you're just reporting the facts in meme
That's right.
form.
in meme form.
I'm back.
Oh well, we didn't even miss you. We were just having our own show over here.
We were talking about
I figured.
parades and memes.
Yeah, we got onto the 0-16 parade. You could see how far off the rails we were.
Good Lord. All right, let's move on because it is time for Who Wants to Be
A Billionaire.
There. All right, each week, one contestant will get a chance to answer Brown's trivia questions for a chance to win. We will start off with cash for Labatt's 6-pack. Then, if you'd like to move on to a 12-pack. And then if you're feeling lucky, you're feeling dangerous, then we're on to a case of Labatt Blue Light. And one final question to take home a case and a GV Art shirt. It is time for Who Wants to Be a Billionaire.
Billionaire. We need a winner tonight.
Presented by Labatt Blue Light. Okay, so this week, I'm going to bring it down a little bit. We are welcoming in Brent at B_Hovey1543. Let's bring him on in. Brent, welcome to Who Wants to Be a Billionaire, sir. How are you?
I'm good if I'm here.
You are here, man. You are.
Fantastic.
He's a loyal follower of all of us in the show.
Very, very loyal.
Very loyal as of this afternoon.
No,
All
let's
right.
not go into that detail.
Brett, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a teacher at Cuyahoga Falls High School.
All right.
Awesome.
Cuyahoga Falls.
That's right. This is our first year I've taken over a brand new program. We are getting into podcasting ourselves. We started a little radio station. We're doing some podcasting. So we're first year, ground floor, starting some things off there.
Heck yeah, you'll run into no issues. Don't worry as he drops off the feed.
Did he just drop off? Good job, Dave.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
Wow.
That was all him, man. That was
We're
all
doing a
Brett.
podcast at Cuyahoga Falls.
We're having some problems with the technical issues.
Oh, that's great. All right, he won nothing. Sorry, buddy. Just joking. I have a feeling he'll come back, but we will find out. All right, so if you've never seen Brown's trivia, yeah, he's coming
Is he
back. So basically, Brent will be able to use one lifeline where he can call a friend on speakerphone. As I'm going to bring him back in here. For 4 questions for Brown's trivia. Brent, I love, as you're saying, you're starting a podcast. We have a little technical difficulty there. Fantastic.
Good timing.
All right, are you ready to kick it off?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah. Let's do it, guys.
all right, question number 1. For cash for a 6-pack of Labatt. In 2018, the NFL draft, the Browns had the 1st and 4th overall picks. They obviously took Baker Mayfield with number 1. Many fans
Yes.
wanted Bradley Chubb at 4, the defensive end, not
Right.
Nick Chubb. Instead, the Browns took this cornerback, and Denver drafted Chubb with the very next pick.
Yeah. Denzel Ward.
Boom.
Boom, nailed it. You are moving on. Would you like to move on for a 12-pack of Labatt?
Yeah, 6 isn't enough, so let's go to 12.
Heck yes. You fit right in. All right, question number 2. 12-pack of Labatt. Here we go. Which former Denver running back joined the Browns in 2010 and ran for over 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns for Cleveland? He was a 7th-round draft pick of the Broncos in 2008. Name that player.
Believe that's our cover boy, Peyton Hillis.
Nice.
Madden cover boy, baby. Yes.
There we go.
Done. He is on fire.
There's 2.
All right. Would you like a case of Labatt?
Of course, I want a case of Labatt.
Heck yeah. Chris, give him the question.
Question number 3. Speaking of Peyton Hillis, the Browns received Hillis in a 6th-round draft pick in a 2010 trade with the Denver Broncos. You've got to get this one. Which former first-round draft pick quarterback did the Browns send to Denver in the trade?
Ooh.
Former first-round draft pick.
Quarterback.
Quarterback? You said first-round draft pick quarterback that we sent there?
Correct. To Denver.
In 2010.
And a 6th-round draft pick.
Say that again?
To get Peyton Hillis and a 6th-round draft pick.
I feel like the music will help you. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, music is good. Oh, man.
This guy's hairline has been receding for years. Not LeBron. Not LeBron.
LeBron's has been consistently the same, I swear, guys. Oh, man.
No one's talking about
You have the opportunity to phone a friend and put it on speaker. They have to answer in 5 seconds. Or you can elect one hint from us.
I'll take a hint from you guys.
Okay. Your hint for this question, he was one of 2 first-round picks the Browns made in 2007. Joe Thomas.
Okay, that's who I was thinking of. That was going to be my guess. Brady Quinn.
Yes, he got it.
There we go.
All right, his one clue.
I should have went with my gut. I thought I knew that one right away, but I was nervous.
Hey, man, you're 3 for 3.
Burnt a lifeline. Will that come back to bite him?
That's right.
Yeah.
Play by play. All right, 3 for 3. You have a case of Labatt. Would you like to try for a GV Art shirt as well? If you lose everything.
Yeah, might as well.
Let's go.
Yeah. Nick, give him the question.
Alrighty, the grand prize question for a 24-pack of Labatt and a GV Art t-shirt. The Browns and the Denver Broncos both have long histories of great running backs. Which former Browns and Broncos running back rushed for over 1,200 yards for Denver in 2004, then ran for over 1,200 yards for Cleveland in 2005?
Oh, jeez.
That's a tough one.
Oh, I remember. I was at this game that he went over 1,000 yards.
Really?
First time in forever we had a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah. I thought William Green was going to get there. Got stabbed by a steak knife.
That's right.
Until
he fell.
Oh, we lost him again.
Oh, no. Oh, he's going to go look that up.
He has 20. Yeah.
Yeah, 2004 Browns running back.
Wow. Yeah. Do you think he set the stage where he was dropping the calls and then he's going to Google?
Gentlemen, the fix is in.
Watch. If he shows up and just says Ruben Drones right off the bat, he's not in here. If he does that, we're going to have to go back and check the tape.
Quite honestly, if he doesn't, then he's playing stupid.
Here we go.
Here he is.
All right. Do you remember the question, Brent?
1,000-yard rusher for the Broncos in 2004 and for the Browns in 2005.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Do you know the answer?
So I won. Was that the question?
That's the question.
Jeopardy, you win.
Oh, I thought remembering the question would be the right answer.
This is not Jeopardy.
Think of these.
Question's not the answer.
Think of these running backs that we've had in the past for the Browns. This was 05.
Oh,
He was-
5. Oh man.
He's a man of integrity. He did not check Google when he went off. I believe that now.
Unless he's
I
selling.
did not. I did not
Unless
cheat.
he's really selling.
No,
Unless he's really selling.
I did not. No, I did not Google it. I did not look it up.
There he is. Man of integrity. I
Um,
respect that. He may not walk away with a shirt or any beer, but he's a man of integrity. Brent, man of integrity.
Oh, your respect is all I did to win, I guess, right?
That's all you're gonna
All
get.
right, Brent, take a stab at it, man.
I don't even have it. I don't have anything.
Oh,
No, come on. Just
gotta kill
name a running back of Cleveland Browns past.
not William Green. We already
Not
gave him
Ben
a
Gay.
shot.
Not
This
William
is
Green.
Such a random
It's
name.
not Ben Gay. It's not Jamal Lewis.
Not Jamal Lewis. 10 seconds.
Uh-oh.
I don't even have a guess. I can't think of who played for Denver. Who was it?
The answer was Reuben Drones.
Oh, drones. Son of a gun.
Drones.
Like I said, I was at that game. I think before that, when's the last time we had a 1,000-yard rusher before him? It was a long, long time. That was a big deal when he went over 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Really big deal. Yeah.
Brent, we appreciate the
Reuben
time.
Drones.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And better luck next time.
And good luck with the podcast, too.
Yeah, man,
I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
All right, great stuff.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right,
Thanks,
see ya.
Brent.
See ya.
Peace, guys.
All right.
Oh, people are calling me a Brady Quinn hater now. I'm not hating on Brady Quinn. Well, maybe a little bit.
Brady Quinn. Come on.
I've got his jersey. I've got his Notre Dame jersey. How
I
about
wasn't a fan of that draft pick.
Did the Browns win the Brady Quinn trade?
Oh my God. Let's look at some bets with my bookie.
Can I just say these graphics are fantastic, by the way?
I feel like my bookie is trolling us. Where I asked for a new graphic, I was like, just give me anything but Baker and Odell. And they didn't do it. They just didn't do it. I emailed them like an hour before the show. Winning season, full effect of my bookie. Get on in here. We are well into the action in Browns season. Double your first deposit. Give you that firepower to add excitement to the game you love. Stop trolling Baker on Twitter. Stop with the dumpster fire. It's going to be okay. We're going to figure it out. It is time to start parlaying some of these Brown stats bets with me. Super fun. Go get in there. Use promo code BIGPLAY to get first deposit ever matched dollar for dollar. Extra money instantly just for using promo code BIGPLAY. Bet on the Browns with us anytime, anywhere with my bookie. All right, so 5-point favorites at home against the Broncos. Are you surprised? The Broncos are not a good football team.
You think this line moves if it's case? Like, say they come out tomorrow and the second result is in and Baker's shoulder is detached and it's Case Keenum for this football game. Do you think that line
Shoulders
cuts
detached.
back?
Our quarterback's arms are falling off.
I don't think significantly. I think maybe like a point.
Man, yeah. The
Which is
Broncos
kind
are
of
That's
bad.
pretty significant in the gambling world. A point is big deal.
Well,
yeah.
typically when you're starting quarterbacks out and your backups in, it's going to move like
Okay. All right. I see your point. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good
yeah. Nick, are you surprised by that?
The 5, no, I'm really not. I think Vegas.
You
just
guys
sees
both
the-
think that the Browns are just going to roll?
I don't think that the Browns are going to roll, but I think these odds
No.
makers
God,
don't.
I love your optimism.
They don't set these lines with the same emotion that we would. You know what I mean? We're down and out, whereas
That's true.
and rightfully so with some of these injuries, and we talked
Yeah.
about that with Adam. But they see this talent, and they're like, man, even with the injuries, the Browns are still the better football team than the Denver Broncos. That's why we're favorites in this game.
Yeah, you look at the team, we're way better. Even with the
With the
injuries. like
injuries,
you said, Nick.
yeah.
Yes, we're a much better football team. We should win this. Are we going for it on every fourth down? I think we are. He's sticking with it, don't you think?
Oh yeah.
Do you think
Yeah,
that's
just
why we
gonna-
all like that he goes for it? Is because we
Why?
literally do a betting segment every week, so we kind of like the gamble.
I kind of feel that we're in the minority though. I think these heady like national guys like Adam Kaplan, I think they dig it. You know, the people who are in on it. But I don't think that your average Joe six-pack fan, I don't think they like him going for fourth downs. They want to see those points on the board, my friend.
Yeah, come on. But
Yeah, but that's because
You
it's
see
not-
Twitter. He gets destroyed. He gets destroyed every time.
Yeah, well, yeah, when he doesn't get it and then he gets
right.
it.
But you don't
just-
have many
he hasn't
people
got
saying, whoa, you know, let's cooler heads should prevail here. It's a long-term play.
You don't see that on Twitter, really?
No.
I can't
Can
believe
you
that.
see it on Twitter?
I can't
My
believe
feed's
that.
all negative. Of course, like
Level-headed.
Adam Kaplan said, so of course I don't see it.
these are the same people that didn't want numbers and math and analytics, anything, you know, anywhere near their football team a couple years ago. Remember that day they fired John Dorsey, or my apologies, they mutually parted ways with John Dorsey?
Yep.
You need to spend
Twitter-
more time with his family.
Twitter was a disaster, especially when it came out that we were flipping back to the numbers thing. People were besides themselves. So
Well, he
now
did
that the-
give us this whole roster. So
exactly,
there's
and,
that.
and now that the number thing isn't working, people are back to upset. But I think we're all there that the numbers will work. It's just that you have to
You're
be
not all
smarter
there.
about
It's
it.
what I'm
Well,
telling you.
the
It's what-
numbers are the numbers because they work out over time, not
Right.
over 5 weeks.
Right.
So if you're going to get on board, which you should, because you're a Cleveland Browns fan, with the analytics, you have to let it play out. Every little decision that they do, you have to see it play out, because if you don't, you're just going to come off looking like an idiot, because at the end of the day, these numbers should work out over time.
Yeah, we needed it to work out in an AFC Championship game, not no week 3 game. It sucks right now, and I get it, but I don't know. I trust it because we see it work in other places around the league. How about any team that tries going for it on 3rd or 4th down against the Browns? They get it pretty easily.
Yeah.
So eventually it's going to
against
start
us,
working
so.
for us. Yeah.
Can we talk about that for a second? Like,
Oh,
3rd down for this defense. What the hell is going
It's
on?
impossible. If it's 3rd and 8, I shut my eyes because I know exactly what's going to happen.
There was
It's
a
just
3rd
an
and
impossible
15,
down.
and it was easy.
And I disagree with Adam Kaplan a little bit because I know he gave Joe Woods a big break and he said it's not the scheme, it's the players, and it takes time. Some of these players, though, I can't believe that Denzel Ward and John Johnson and these guys, they don't all magically suck overnight. I
John
don't-
Johnson looks horrible.
He looks
absolutely
really bad. And I don't believe that he is really bad. I believe that you draft all these cover corners and they're not being treated as cover corners. Why is Denzel Ward playing 5-10 yards away from DeAndre Hopkins? That's not his game. The guy runs a 4-3, 4-4. Put him on Hopkins' hip and let him stay with him. I don't understand this scheme at all. I don't think the players understand the scheme at all. I don't know that there is a scheme.
I mean, don't you feel like we have the personnel to run just man coverage?
Yes.
And just have Jadeveon and Miles blitz and Malik McDowell.
That's what the Steelers do. I'm watching the
Yeah.
Steelers on primetime, and TJ Watt's eating. He gets a strip sack, and it's like the football is a magnet and goes right to his teammate. It's like that never happens for the Browns. Like it doesn't, because everybody's 15 yards off the ball. It's like it reminds me of the days where Jabril Peppers was lined up in the parking lot of the Thirsty Parrot, and it's just so hard to watch.
You know what's interesting? Over under is 44. That is pretty low when you take into consideration our defense and our defense. Like, there's no way I would ever bet the under 44 in this game. I don't care what our offense is putting up. Our defense, what is our defense giving up statistically? I think it's like at least 25, 26 points.
And it's a trend too, right? At this point, I'm not giving any breaks here today. It's a trend. They played really good against Justin Fields in his first game where he couldn't even look downfield, let alone think about looking downfield.
It was
and
an
then they
elite
looked good against a bad Vikings team, and then they've looked awful in the other 4 games this season. Bet the
I don't see
over.
it.
It's
Bet
so
the
true.
over.
I don't think it's something you can get fixed in the next 3 days.
Mm-mm.
That's the problem. And that's why I think that 5 points is awful generous. But
JOK's been one of your best players as a second-round rookie, and he's going to miss several weeks.
That's not good.
Look out.
let me
Yeah.
tell you, that injury like hurt me on a deep level when he went out. Because
yeah.
he is just I love watching him play. You know, he's such a great pick from the beginning and really can kind of inspires that defense, I think, and can fill up and really cover up a lot of mistakes on that defense too, with his speed and his ability and his agility. But yeah, with not having him, obviously, is going to be a huge loss.
Look out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back to
Chris,
slow.
I would assume you're with us on this, on the over.
Yeah, I'll take the over.
What's your gut saying, Chris, for this game on Thursday? We were trying to be optimistic here. I feel like you are not optimistic in this game.
No, but I mean, we might as well keep up the trend. I'm going to pick the Browns to win, but it's going to be just a shootout type of thing that I think the Browns are going to somehow score points just being original. I think Stefanski's just going to throw caution to the wind and just say, screw it. And they're going to try some trick plays. They're going to pull out some things we haven't seen before. And I think that they're going to score some points. I don't know why, but it just strikes me. Maybe it's because it's a nationally televised game. Maybe because we're so down in the dumps right now with all the injuries. But I just think he's going to pull some kind of magic out of a hat, and we're going to see some offensive explosion out of the Browns. And then the defense won't be able to stop them. So we're just going to outscore them.
What do you think about the running game? I mean, that was absolute brutal watching Kareem
Do
Hunt.
we run the ball anymore? I don't know.
I don't know. A lot of people were calling for Deandre Felton to get the ball more. You don't see him run a whole lot.
Yeah, he has to run the ball.
You see him like run 50 yards in the backfield, and then you just know the ball's going to him. But outside of that, like, do you think we might get him more involved, Nick?
No.
Just straight up. That's it. We're not going to run anybody. What are just?
I mean,
Dearness,
I think there is a better chance that we see Dearness Johnson. I don't know that they trust.
We got to have somebody.
He carries for 11 yards.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they trust, for whatever reason. Maybe it's the height, maybe it's the size, maybe it's being a 6th-round draft pick. I don't know that they trust Deandre Felton this early in his career to run through tackles the same way that, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt and Dearness Johnson do. I think they'd rather use him as that gadget guy, like Dave said, that kind of swings 30 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and then you either throw it to him or
for a couple of yards.
Yeah, it'll get you a couple, or throw it to him. It's impressive, and they've asked him to do a ton. So you have to give Felton a ton of credit. Like, what 6th-round rookie is doing split training camp, half with the running backs, half with the receivers? You never see that. So the fact that we have him on our team is good. Again, it's up to Stefanski to find a way to use him, and it seems like we're saying that a lot about a couple different characters on this offense.
This is wild. I was about to say we need to give the ball to Johnny Stanton more. And I just happened to put in Johnny Stanton. He just tweeted at 10 o'clock. It's now 10:02. It says, "Please doubt me. I feed off it." And a couple of pictures of him. Yeah, Johnny Stanton getting the ball. There you go. Look at this. Look at that. That's him carrying the ball, not just blocking.
There we go. Nice. He had a nice catch.
Yeah,
Almost with the first down there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Please doubt me. I feed off it. Let's go. Go Johnny Stanton. I'm predicting now a big game for Johnny Stanton.
Who the hell is doubting Johnny Stanton? Send him my way.
It doesn't matter, Nick. Everyone does.
Who's angry tweeting a fullback? Tweet at me instead, at NickCohen12.
Wow. Free plug. What do you think about Teddy Bridgewater in this game? He's thrown 4 picks over the last 2 weeks. Over under on our defense, 1.5 turnovers.
We need turnovers.
We don't have any.
It has to happen.
Time.
It has to happen. Just,
You
pure
taking the
law
over?
of averages. Pure law of averages says that, yes, we're going to go over because we need to get back on a decent plane when it comes to turnovers.
I like it. Yeah, we only have 2 interceptions this season.
We
And one-
talk about getting creative offensively. Maybe it's time to do the same thing on defense. I know I went on my little rant about the scheme, and I
we just
really
get
don't think
Demetric Felton in the backfield to run back and forth and then just go sack someone.
maybe.
What do you
Is that
mean?
is that what it takes? Like, I don't know. I think they need to dumb it down. I do, and I know these guys are professionals, but something is not clicking. Dumb it down. Back to the fundamentals.
Man-to-man coverage.
They looked like ice skaters trying to tackle Deandre Hopkins over near that end zone. 5 different people fell down. Back to the basics. Let's get out of the zone. Nobody understands the zone that you're running with Ronnie Harrison as a linebacker. Boy, is he costing himself a lot of money in a contract year because he's played awful too.
Right now, gentlemen, I'm still picturing Johnny Stanton sitting on his phone right now, just looking for motivation, just going down. Oh yeah, now I'm going. Oh yeah, tell me, yeah, bring it. Yeah.
Should we invite him in?
We need to bring him on. I want to see what pissed him off. It was probably on my feed because it's so negative, as Adam Cattle
Shoot him a DM. See if he wants to pop on for a second. All right, let's do some best and worst tweets while Chris does that, and then we will call it a short week as we head to Thursday night football. All right, let's do some best and worst tweets. I think I loaded them in here. We had some interesting ones. But Chris, I will say,
did I make worst tweet this week?
No, you're not allowed to make best tweet, but I'm giving you
worst. I didn't give myself that much credit.
No, it was this one, Chris.
That's fantastic. How about that?
This was so good.
You watch the show, it's Ted Lasso, and that's his assistant coach going out. Now, in this one, it was after a hard loss, and he did not travel back with the rest of the team, and he went out and just had this wild night, and they document and chronicle it through the entire episode. So that was me reimagining that as Urban Meyer after he wins over across the pond, going out, not with the team, just like when he did in Cincinnati, but going out by himself and having a wild night. The best part about this tweet, Dave, is who responded and who did it crack up?
The coach.
Coach Beard himself. He responded to that saying, ha, 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 which just made my entire day.
And you know that you got more than a ha-ha. You got the ha-ha-ha-ha-ha.
Yeah.
That is a real laugh.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that seems sincere. It's a lot more sincere than just the ha.
Absolutely.
And plus the fact that he had to be looking for it because I didn't tag him. I wasn't one of those guys that tagged him in that. So he went out and he found that picture of himself.
Love it. Nick, what was the best tweet of the week?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one, guys. And this comes from Tom Withers from the Associated Press. Our buddy Tom, always keeping it level-headed with us on the Twitter machine. Tweets out there that Browns were 3-3 in 1989 when they last played in an AFC championship game. Season's far from over. I don't think anybody was singing Super Bowl to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year at 8-5 either. There's a lot of work to be done, no doubt, but really nice job by Tom here, putting things in perspective.
Everybody's putting things in perspective.
On
Everybody. The AP,
Monday.
Tom Withers, fantastic AP writer. He's putting things in perspective. Adam Catlin. I'm sick of all these perspectives. We need to win some ball games.
Chris is sick of perspective.
I'm sick of perspective.
That's fair. That is fair.
I see the 3 dots from Johnny Stanton right now.
Johnny.
Come on, 3 dots. They're going. He's thinking whether he wants to come on the Big Play Reflog show tonight to tell who's been dissing him and who he needs to show up on the field on Thursday.
It was good seeing him out there. As a friend of the show, it was fantastic to see him get a catch.
Yeah.
Don't doubt him. He feeds off it, brother.
Productive snap.
Thanks. I'm not going to do any interviews right now. Nothing too deep about the post. Just pumping myself up. Yeah, that's what I'm picturing. I was right, guys. He's sitting there on Twitter on his phone right now going, doubt me, you bastards. I'm going to show you. Yes.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Good stuff, Johnny Stanton. He's getting us ready for Thursday night football.
What other show texts Browns players live?
No one.
None.
No one.
Hey, why not? Why not? Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What do we
Nobody
got?
else could do that.
Yes. Worst tweet of the week. Mahomes.
Oh, boy.
The Mahomes family. What the hell is going on here? That should not be
Oh.
an interception on the quarterback. That should be a fumble or anything else. This is when Tyreek Hill didn't catch the ball, went off his fingers, and it was an interception. Chris,
Who is Randy Mahomes? Is that his wife?
I think his
That's his
mom.
mom.
Oh, it's his mom. Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
saw his brother got into trouble, right? For dancing on the
yeah.
Sean Taylor number.
Oh,
Right?
I didn't see that. Ouch.
Yeah. I
he
think
was
that's
doing a
accurate.
TikTok.
It's a TikTok. See, this is more of a Nick thing. So this is TikTok. I
Yeah.
don't know.
You guys want me to break it
I-
down for you?
Not really. I don't-
Nah, it's not that interesting.
No, it
It's
is.
just
It
media.
actually kind of is. His
All right,
brother
fine.
does TikTok dances at every game, and it really cringes a lot of people out because
like Juju.
like the juju dances, and he gets into it. Trust me. So it definitely freaks a lot of people out that he's constantly doing this, and he's a little bit of a pain in the ass. He has dumped water on fans that were like yelling, "Jackson, do a TikTok dance." So definitely not a popular figure. And then yesterday was obviously the big Sean Taylor memorial in Washington for the football team, and
What an
there he
idiot.
was dancing on the memorial. So
Oof.
him as well as Steeler fans doing the wave as a player was getting carted off and taken to the ambulance. It was a strange day in the NFL yesterday.
I retweeted Johnny Stanton's tweet. One of the first responses was somebody saying, "Hello, Johnny. Who's doubting you? LOL."
Love Johnny. Hey, man, get pumped up. We only have a few days for it.
Hey, somebody else called him the GOAT. And
There
then
we
somebody
go.
else said making Peyton Hillis proud.
I'm gonna
Not sure
retweet
exactly
that
what that
too.
means, but it's kind of a mix of everything on the show tonight.
Yeah, there we go.
He's had
All
a
right.
few name drops on here tonight.
Puts
We've
a
brought
bow on
Peyton-
the whole thing.
That's right. Let's call it a night. Thanks for tuning in to the Big Play Reflog Show. Tune in every Monday night after the Browns game. Come in, vent in the live comments on YouTube. A heck of a show. Thanks to Adam Kaplan for giving us a national perspective on this loss. Heading into the next game with the Broncos, it's a must win. We talked about it. Huge shout out Shaq News. Check them out on Twitch. Go drink some Labatt Blue Lights. Come in for trivia next week. Win some Labatt Blue Lights. Go buy some GV Art shirts. Actually, Chris, I want to show this real quick too before we get out of here. Look at that Jarvis Landry canvas in the studio.
Pretty sweet right there.
Not bad. And then we've got Nick with the Myles Garrett canvas and the Cleveland canvas. Go check those out as well. Super, super cool stuff from GV Art. Check them out in Avon and in Lakewood. And TSC Cleveland, go get some signed Cleveland sports memorabilia. We will see you after the Thursday night football game next Monday night, 9 p.m. Subscribe, retweet the show, and we will see you next week. Go Browns. Let's go freaking win a game.
It's time! Streaming live from Cleveland, Ohio! Presenting the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight podcast of the world, The Big Play Reflog Show!